is that started force. Si tukisema ati utawakuta wao, when we are getting to that 7 million, they are earning almost thrice this amount, and that is where unaona tuko na disparity. Lakini najua tumeanza kushika njia, and given time, within 3 years, 4 years, I think we shall have enough, and we want to double this figure by next year. We want to see whether we can double this figure to that whatever. Now there was that other questions. Am I forgetting? You asked about challenges in the marketing, and let me say that, and I want to tell you, like this year we have done a lot of marketing in Kiambu. For those who are members here and they come from Kiambu, in fact the whole of last term we concentrated on marketing in Kiambu, and we have done a lot of groundwork there. Now when that van moves out, and I want to thank our marketing team, and you go out and you come with 50 new members, hiyo ni kidogo, na ni watu wako na regular income. So we will do that. It is still a challenge to us, but I want to tell you we have done a lot. Last year we have done a lot of marketing. There is also another area that we want to look at. When we look at Murang'a County, we still have a lot of teachers who are not members. We now want to embark on a school-to-school campaign to make sure that at least even if we don't get 100% of the members, teachers in Mentor Sacco, we achieve at least 95. So it is a good challenge. I want to thank you again for that. Na hiyo ingine, hiyo ya nati sitaki kuongea, tumesema tukomee hapo. Tuacha tukomee hapo. Niongee kidogo. Mimi nasema kama vile wengine wanasema hapa, wacha mtu ashike njia yake. Hakuna mtu amekatazwa kusimama, but the only problem is to come with other stories which are not there. But we are saying, we will not let me see the ground and bring some other back. You want to come and with some other back things so that you come to the board. Kama kura yako imekuwa kidogo. Kukienda kwa uchaguzi, si ndio inakuanga? Hata yangu nikisimama Kegumo because my members are here from Kegumo, na waseme leo yako haitatosha uende, nitaenda. Kwa hivyo badala ya kututeki kwa hizi vitu nilisema servers, by the way our servers are very open. Sio kama zile za huko za IBC. Even today our servers are open, and that's why I gave that figure. The people who elected, they were this and this. So let's agree. When you go to an election with a predetermined mind that I must win. Kwani mwingine alikuwa merara? So let's agree. Once you are defeated, accept defeat, and then you wait for the other one. You also contest because it is free. You can contest at any time. Lakini wata kutuletea shida ati kulikuwa, ndio nasema now this cheap politics, vifaranga ya computer. Ni wapi nini mambo ya meta kuna vifaranga ya computer? So you really wonder, these are cheap politics. Let's as you have said, Kagiri, can we rest it there? And I want to request those who are putting those things kwa hiyo mitandao, kama yako kura ilikuwa ndogo, wacha ikuwe ndogo. Work on how to increase those kuras next time so that you can enter the board. 26. Are we on 26? 25. There's somebody who want to know something about 25. Yes, Naomi want to say something.
Thank you, Chairman, and your board of directors. Chairman, you are coming and going. More big grounds. This is a history that is repeating itself. There are old members here. You do remember somebody somewhere from Kahu here, and the KNUT. I'm mentioning them now because I was there. They had the same problem, but we told them, go and recruit enough members to get more money from your members. I told them, we are in Murang'a teachers, and by then it was not mentor. But you go to your offices there. That is what I said in Ivramunji. That is why we had our meeting. Now what I want to talk of, Chairman, you have done very well in our work. Here we come here to save. but somewhere else they go there to recruit and defend their members. We don't have any time for them. Tell them to go and recruit members. There are very few for their allowances to increase, not to come and disturb us here. Are we together, members? Thank you very much.
So thank you, Chairman. I think we are getting excited. I think there are issues which we probably don't know. Mine is David Karanja, member number 114. I'm on the issue of return to members, Chairman, and because this AGM has become very humorous on matter of legacy, I just want to, one, at least appreciate we have a rise in whatever you have recommended. But maybe the members should also understand that it is the work of the board, is their mandate to recommend what they are supposed to give us, and then we propose at second. Last year, we had a revenue generation of a difference of around 35 million. This time loud, we have a revenue difference of 131 million. But if you look at the pattern, Mr. Chair, when we had that 5 million last year, you increase from 11.5% to 11.8, a 0.3 rise. This time, when we have generated 131 million, again a difference, you have also raised from 11.08 to 0.1, another 0.3. Now, this one is a pattern. And probably, because we may not be able to change this because we have already recommended and somebody proposed, another one seconded, and we are discussing this. I'm also making a proposal, just request, Mr. Chair, so that it also goes down your legacy, that we don't predict that this year after the business, the rise will still be 0.3. Kindly, let's change that legacy. Probably we can also give us something above 0.3 as a rise. Thank you.
Thank you, Bwana Karanja. Today I'm very happy because Karanja has given a very positive thing, just a minute. But also, let us not be only one-sided. And I want to go back to page 18. Let us not be one-sided only. Look at the non-withdrawable deposits. Ukiongea mambo ya hiyo, pia unaangalia ile pesa inakuja. Na ile pesa inakuja, ndio inalipwa pia na the same income that is generated. And you see, we said, loans which is granted to members was 764 million, compared to the amount of money that has been brought, which was 860 million. Unaelewana? The more you have, the more money it is pumped into the society. Na nilisema huwezi kukata sa pesa ikuje. The more it is going to be shared, the more the income that is going to be generated will be shared by that. But I also want, I said, it's a good thing, Bwana Karanja. I think it is a challenge again. And I want to thank you for that positive challenge. Thank you so much.
Ezron Kanyago, member number 13871. I wish to honor our chairman in oral protocols. Thank you for all those legacy. Number one, let us not mix nut with mental Sacco. And I believe some of us are quoting the Cooperative or Society Act. In our AGM, we are here for the bylaws or amendments or passing this account that you are giving us. So let us not individualize the meeting. The NAT is legal, as somebody have said. I was, what you are talking about, Karigoine, I was there. And I wish to request the cooperative officers who are here, if there was any hitch in terms of elections, looking at the Society Election Act and by law made by our mentor, let us revisit for our future elections. Let us not focus on the past, because actually, if the heat came to your table, there could be some illegality or irregularity of the same. Mine is not that. I'm here to talk about the mobile banking. Those people who have been going through the media, there is this threat of the cybercrime. Some of the mental circles are losing billions and millions through the cybercrime, and there was rumors that our mentor Sacco is a victim of a cybercrime. I'm saying rumors. So our honorable chairman confirmed to us whether there is such a thing for the safety and the future of our money. Thank you so much.
I will not answer anything to do with rumors. Let rumors be rumors. But I said very clearly in my opening remarks, and I said, and in fact, if you were here at that particular time, I went through this. This newspaper was there on Monday, sindio? And it was clearly written why your Sacco savings are at risk. Na ndio nilisema, even when we are thinking about changing our system, we have to be very careful. I know of societies that have changed the system and they have fallen into cyber crime. Sometimes you say it is better the devil you know than the age you don't know. And I said clearly, I want to confirm here if you are here, I said in Mentor Sacco, we have never lost a shilling to cyber crime. Again, I want to say here, sometimes, and I want to thank our IC team because they do a commendable job. Because even if you try to penetrate ours, you will not be able to penetrate. It is going to just misbehave. Na member pengine hatapata hivi kidogo for 1 hour. It is not that we have never been attempted. They have attempted many times, but they have never been able to penetrate ours. So rumors, let them be rumors. We are not going to answer rumors. Let the rumors just circulate wherever they are circulating. Because these are things that we are saying they are in the whatever. Yes, somebody there.
Thank you, Chairman. My name is Bernard Mugo, member number 492773. I want to comment on the return to members. One member have mentioned about this dividend of 12.1. We appreciate again because it is an increment from last year. But I always keep on wondering what other SACCOs have such that their dividend rate are going above 15%. What is it that in Mentor Sacco that we have not done so that we can give return that is good to members? Because if you look at all these members here who come here, their main interest is on the dividend rate, and it has been oscillating 11.9, 12.1. So I want to urge you, because you have talked about the legacy, please, before you exit the stage, ensure that the dividend at least go up to 15%, and maybe the capital share up to 20%. Otherwise, other SACCOs are having the same SACCOs like 2NKs. The other one is Police Sacco. The rate of dividend is very high. What is it in Mentor that we have not done to achieve the same status that they have? And yet, I assume that this is a very big Sacco, just like them. Have a good.
Very, very good. I want to thank you again for adding that, but I dispute about the 15. And I want to know even that has been able to give 15. That is wrong. It is not correct. But we are not saying that we are not endeavoring to reach there. Sindio? Tutaendelea na tutaendelea tutafika hapa kumalizia sasa.
Earlier, but when I checked the minutes, I think it was not captured. So, okay, let me come here on the table. In our village, they say, ears do not sleep hungry. And my ears have not been sleeping hungry on this. During the campaign time, somebody said that this money that we are getting here is form of this 86 million, that the board gets 15% of this amount. And that's why it's never captured. And I've said yes, do not sleep hungry. I don't have figures. So, can you clarify? And if then, this honoraria is the money that we give back to the management. It's my proposal that put the figure. I have read all through this report. Everything you have put a figure. Members, you have put a figure. What do you have put a figure? If honoraria is money, put it as figure. Make a peso. So that we can know, let me finish, so that the members can go home. Because on the other side, you are facing the Supreme Court here. These are people who took you there, is it? So they are listening. So if it is money, so that you don't work on rumors. If it is 10 million, 20 million, 500 million, or 1 million, if it is money, let us agree this. Put the money, and that money benefits all the people who work for this circle. In the member or on the branches, they get a pie of this, if it is money. I said I don't know. So That one clear. Have we gotten me right?
Yeah, I've
so
gotten
give it a
it.
name. Number two, let me give another proposal. We are saying we are not getting money. Madam Joyce, I visited you one time in your office. And I would like us to adopt this. I asked Madam Joyce a question. When you lend me $1 million, do you ever care to follow what I do with $1 million? That's one thing. And that should be the step. That's where all the other banks are going. And I think you watch Mugabe Amulemi, is it? Equator gives you money, you start a project, they follow you. I think the board should now not only fill the forms. Mr. JJ asked for $1 million, he wrote the project. What project? So that you can go and do your notes. And then what you are, as a board, you should like hire and connect us. Let me give an example. If I was at poultry farming, and you know other 10 poultry farmers who do that one, put me into that group. And then visit us, a higher expert for us, because there are a lot of money anyway. We are having a good problem with the people who have money, is it? So that you can know what the members do with their money. Are you together on this one? And that's a question for tomorrow. Let us know what you do with this money. And then, because the question I asked Madam Joyce, if I start cows, why don't I bring my money for milk back to Sacco? I think let us interact more. Thank you for the marketing team. Finally, on the issue of that election, that I want to raise it for all, I also think the Sacco could have done more better. Wale ambao wako kwa uchaguzi wa Saturday, I think it's bringing a lot of heat. Chairman, the Sacco, when you are having an election, the Sacco should also provide nets. I mean, hammer. It should actually, let us have a bit of decorum. In case it rained, what could have happened? We were working with one computer, and he had 3. And I understand that somebody said, haitafanyika tatu. And my proposal is, Gatanga, Kadara, and then Iranga, can he have different tables for voting? It took us from 7:49 in the morning to almost 9, voting for only 1,200 votes. I think that one should be true. When you sit down, put the standard that we should have. That tunataka uchaguzi huu ufanyike kwa njia hii. And I cannot come with Bagogwe mode ati sitasikiliza. It is what we are going to follow. So, hiyo mambo ya uchaguzi ipagwe vizuri, provide us with receipts, weka hama na pia mtupate. Even hata chupa ya maji amukutoa. Even a bottle of water amukutoa. And then you have Mrs. Omar here, my great friend here, coming to vote. Hauna mjua sana. The citizen area to vote like this one here. Anakuja kusimama tu kwa laini tu. Hapo mlituagusha. Please. Yeah. Hapo mlituagusha. Then another point, when you are queuing, can you have numbers? Sisi walimu pia tulaumiwe. Kila mtu na namba yake. Mimi niko kwa class nakuja nina vote mbele ya mtu ambaye alikuwa kwa line. Hapo akakwenda vizuri. And you saw me, madam, is it? I came to the table to complain. So thank you for so much. Put those ones in. Thank you. So
because this issue of election can happen anywhere, next time it is going to be in Mathia or Kangema, anywhere. Wherever there is a mistake, I want to agree. Kama kwa hakukuwa na hama, that is good. Maybe next time, and in fact even for election officials, they did not have that. So that is a point well observed and taken note of. Now for the second one, about the computers, this one, you cannot blame the society at all. We had provided enough, and within 2 hours, that thing would have come to an end. But then, those people who are there, and I want to talk about the agents, they are the ones who said 3 computers are not going to be used here. You are now in the process of rigging the election. So I keep off. So we had provided enough manpower and enough computers to do that work. But the blame lies with the agents who in the morning agree that we need to use 1 computer. At some point, I also got annoyed. And I went there. And I tried to tell them, this queue is too long. These members are suffering. And one of them told me, so when they start saying that, what do? You don't want to be seen as if you're interfering with that election. But still, I want to agree with you, JJ. So next time what you should do, when we are involving elections of maybe supervisory, let's have 1 computer dealing with members from Gatanga, another one dealing with members from Makoyo, and another one dealing with members from Kandara. And I think that one can go on well. Now, with the other one, I want to ask the members who are here. Kwa sababu mimi sitaki kupigwa kisiasa. JJ anasema tukikupatia pesa, tunakuja tunaangalia vile unafanya. Mnataka tufanye hivyo? Haya, sasa wamerudi. No, let me clarify it very well. You said the Sacco to follow, like what the banks do. What that money is doing. So again, with the honoraria, I'll still leave this one to our county director. Kagiri, I want now, I hope it is not about elections. I hope it is not about elections, eh? Madam, ako wapi? We recognize Jeddah.
Bwana asifiwe. Bwana asifiwe. Waithaka Margaret, all protocols observed. Waithaka Margaret, member number 9572. I had come here from very far to come and comment on the issue of the cyber crime, and it has been preempted by my brother. But let me say, although it is being termed and dismissed as rumors, the saying goes that every rumor has some truth. So whoever had put forward that rumor, there must have been some truth on that. So every Sacco member hears the word Sacco mentioned.
Blamed. Where I take money and then I wait for somebody to tell me yule mume tuma aje aniambie investment. Hiyo ni mzuri sana. Lakini ujue, if I fail, I'm likely to come back to you. I failed because of you. Kwa hivyo ni mzuri wewe kama mwanabiashara utafute people who are well versed in various fields so that you go the way you know it and the way you are.
Tell you something that happened to me that I can classify as a cyber crime. It was last year when we were stay at home. I bought a book through an e-book through my card number. I asked to write the ATM number, that number that is usually written when you are paying something online. So when I paid for that book, I was charged, and then that number was, okay, you only buy once. But the following month, not the following month, I was charged again. And I was charged, when the receipt came back, I was charged like 3,500 when I had only bought 500 shillings. So when I came to the offices to ask, I first contacted them through the line that I was buying from. They told me I asked my card issuer. So I came to your offices. Then I went to the bank, that is. They followed up, and it was showing that, they told me it is showing that it was paid. When I went back to the line where I was buying the e-book from, they directed me to Google. It was Google Books. When I went to Google, they refunded me 500, and they told me the 2,000 and something I follow up with my bank, my card issuer. That is how it ended. Google refunded me 500 shillings only, but the others they did not. So there is a loophole when you buy something online. There is something that happens there. You can't connect the card issuer and the person who is selling the book.
So I think that is okay. We have heard about that, but you see that is now outside the Sacco. So
well,
maybe
we are third party. Sorry for interrupting you, but because we are third party, I'm just showing you somewhere there was a loophole.
And we are appreciating that.
Yes.
We are appreciating that. Kagiri, I want us to move to the supervisory report.
Thank you, Chairman. I'll be very fast. I think this is a very good opportunity for even Madam Josephine to respond. As much as you would like to tell me, the issue of elections is coming too much in our Sacco. This has generated out of heat. We witnessed what was there at Karigoine. You have heard somebody is also asking about honorarium. There are so many things which are going on. Last year, I brought an issue of introducing a 2-term. I'm surprised it was not captured. I want to bring it up again, this time addressed to Madam, and I have the requirements for election for supervisory, which was done on Saturday. You are aware there's a law. I'm aware there's a law, a Nairobi law, which says something. Madam Josephine will say about it. But number 9 says, the person who wants to be elected should also meet the requirements of the Sacco bylaws, the Cooperative Societies Act, the Sacco Society Act, rules issued by the Department of Cooperative Departments, and the rules issued by the board from time to time. This is why we have set our own rules. There's Nairobi law. We are now at mentor. This is why we have said we must have 1 million. We have talked about 3 million, must be of sound mind. To make sure that we become fair to everybody. You have just heard already who is saying, can it be possible for this one to be reduced? We have several members who are very young. There are only 12 seats, Bwana Kenyajui. We cannot fit, let me finish, Bwana Kenyajui. We cannot fit all of us there. I want to, using that clause, to introduce a 2-term remit. And this is how, just a minute, Chairman, this is how it should be. It will be part of our Sacco bylaws, and it should lead. You must not have been in that seat for 2 consecutive terms. That means you can enter term 1, you finish, term 2, you move out, then you come again.
Members,
there are so many members here. That is the general feeling.
That one is ruled out. I think I want to invite the supervisory board. It is ruled out. The members have said no. I want to invite now the supervisory chairman to come and read his report. We have said no. The members have refused.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, may I have the honor to take you through the supervisory board report. But before I do it, I came across one of the things I can comment on. There was that issue of using the ATM. Be very careful. Most of those online purchases are not genuine. They want to get your details so that they can misuse them. At all times, strive to buy things cash for your money to be safe. Then let me have the honor to take you through the supervisory board report to the 45th annual general meeting at Mobi Grounds on this particular day, 22nd January 2022. Distinguished guests, honorable members, colleague comparators, good afternoon. Today marks 45 years since Mentor Sacco was established. Our forefathers were fortunate enough to bequeath us this giant institution. They were selfless and sacrificed enough to ensure that Muranga Teacher Sacco was handed down to us. Likewise, Mentor Sacco will be there for eternity. The only assurance we have is that the current leadership will be resilient enough to ensure that the interest of the members will always be given prominence above everything else. Year 2021 had a lot of spillovers from the effects of the 2020 COVID-19. This necessitated our membership. This made our membership to have been infected and affected by this particular pandemic. This has necessitated the Sacco to change its modes of operations, and especially encouraging members to adopt paperless transactions. It has also made the management to decongest the banking horse. The shrinking Kenyan economy has made the purchasing power of our members to go down. This has not been very good to our members. It has eroded the ability of our members to borrow. It is making it difficult for members to add value to life, which is the motto of Mentor Sacco. The Minister of Education condensed the templates, leaving the public and Mentor Sacco members in particular in a very tight corner as far as funding their children's education is concerned. This has led to members constantly seeking for avenues to borrow. In effect, the amount of money members have been taking home after refinancing has been going down, leaving a very low or a negligible impact on their own book. Nevertheless, it has not been all gloom over the year. Many positive things have been achieved, and Mentor Sacco has been above and about these achievements. Things can only be better if all of us join hands and patronize Mentor Sacco in all its aspects. Some of the areas to look at include, but not limited to, the following. 1, Sacco growth. On membership, the Sacco has been on an upward trajectory in recruitment of new members. If you compare the years from 2016 to 2021, in the year 2016, we had a membership of 112,500 members, and other groups who are also members of Mentor Sacco. That is, the members in category 1s are mostly salaried members. The other groups had 971 members. In 2017, we had a membership of 15,254. The others were 1112. Then in 2018, we had a membership of 17,132. The others were then 1,924. Then in 2019, we had a membership of 19,222. Other categories of members were 2,847. In 2020, we had a membership of 20,935 salaried. The others were 3,421. And lastly, in 2021, we had salaried members equivalent to 23 the base of the active membership. This is a very good loan for those who are young. We realize that those who are newly employed, currently we are not borrowing as much from us, and we would like you to take this particular opportunity and borrow from Mentor Sacco, because now you can borrow more. And as the chairman was talking, I think he forgot to tell you, those who are very new, we no longer have the multiplier factor of your shares times 3. The moment you get that pay slip from the TSC, you can get a loan which you can be able to pay in a period of 96 months, regardless of the amount of shares that you have. We have loans approved and dispersed in the last 3 months. We have the various categories of loans. This is for the purpose of us comparing. You will realize that the Jega one, this is for the one for the 96 months, no more 60 months, Imara 60 months, Imara 63, for 8 months. The total number of loans that we are giving out were 3,323. The amount of money that we applied for, compared with the amount of money that was taken home, you will realize that the amount of money that people are taking home is very low. Of the total membership of over 25,000 active members, only 323 members borrowed long-term loans for the last 6 months. For the last 3 months, not 6. As the income of the Sacco comes from borrowing, we encourage more members to patronize this Sacco activity to enhance the returns on investment. This topic has been discussed severally in this particular forum. We have said that people are bringing more and more money The chairman has said it's not a crime to invest with the Mentor Sacco, but likewise, this money when it is invested, as Kagiri said, it requires to be paid back in terms of income. So we encourage you to come and borrow this money so that the investors will have returns, good returns on investment. Mobile banking, from July, the number of deposits which were made. For example, in the month of July, people deposited 168,689,184. In the same month, they withdrew for 25,557,359 shillings from Quick Fix, 434,583. The Quick Fix loan from 4 months to 6 months, and from Kenya shillings 20,000 to 60,000. The net effect is that most members could benefit more and access funds fast. The members have been safeguarded against fraud and external hacking by deactivation of the account whenever the account is not active for any 3 months consecutively. However, this challenge of the mobile banking platform is being looked into. What we wanted to talk about when we were talking about the activation of the mobile phones is that whenever you have your mobile phones not being used for 3 months, automatically the system deactivates your account. And whenever you try to access the account, the system tells you it cannot remember you. Most of the times, the hackers target dormant accounts. If they realize you are not using your phone as much as possible, and you have money in your account, they can easily access your account and pretend they are you. That's the reason why the society deactivates your account every time you don't use the mobile phones. On Sacco operations, Mentor Sacco currently prides itself in 5 branches and 5 seat rates. On embracing technology, the branches are no longer congested, apart from very few occasions. It is the prayer of the Supervisory Board that in future, these offices will be enhanced to become advisory centers for our members, whereby our members can access consultancy and advice on financial management and investment. This simply means, I think this is in tandem with what JJ was saying, let every time you borrow the money, you borrow with a purpose. I intend to borrow this amount of money to invest in this particular area. We are looking forward to a situation whereby when you are applying for that loan, someone will guide you. If you invest in this area, you are going to get these consequences. That way, our members will become better in the sense that they will be advised accordingly, and therefore in the long run, the money will be useful to them. Because sometimes members borrow money only to pay for a long period of time, but during that particular period, some of them even end up refusing to go to work because they cannot see the money they borrowed initially, which they are repaying. On challenges, as it was alluded to in the introduction, the year has not been smooth all through. Though the Sacco has enough liquidities, members who have deposited their money in Mentor Sacco expect returns on their investments. This calls for more marketing, and especially in borrowing, so as to sustain this positive growth and better returns in the future. I think you have also talked about that. We had also seen it. We now require to come to you and tell you the reason why we should borrow. Give you the reason why you should borrow. Advise you on the best opportunities to invest in, so that you can borrow that money and invest, so that this problem of members not borrowing will be solved for once and for all. Defaulting on non-payments have been occasioned by change of pay points, loss of business, and multi-banking borrowing. We hope things will be better in the coming years. The TSC policy on nationalization, popularly known as delocalization, has not been left behind in offering budgetary constraints on our members. Members have lost their hardship allowances and house allowances, leaving them vulnerable and failure to meet their own obligations. Also take into consideration, our Sacco allows members to borrow as many loans as possible. And sometimes, some of those delocalized members are at their minimum. So when they are delocalized and told to go outside their areas of operation where they live, they will be forced to pay rent, they will require transport, and they are at their lowest. This is giving us some things to think about, because nationalization is a reality. It is with us, and we cannot change the system. We can only change ourselves. The Sacco should devise a way so that the Sacco can come up with strategies to cushion these members. In conclusion, the loyalty of our members have been a great motivation for the board and the supervisory to achieve greater results for the society. Your efforts have not been in vain, and the supervisor once again reiterates its commitment to ensuring the interests of the members are safeguarded. We believe in you. We believe in Mentor Sacco. God bless Mentor Sacco. Thank you.
I want to request for a proposer and a seconder to that report.
Tabitha Maina, 14,728.
Which are ladies?
I'm Lydia Rokomia. I don't remember my number.
And TSC?
302488.
So through that we shall get the membership number. Any reactions to that report? Yes.
So Chairman, thank you. All protocols observed. I'm Karaja David, member number 11457, and I want to appreciate the supervisory for the good work that they are doing. In a corporate institution like ours, the supervisory are our watchdog. We had the chairman still commenting on this elephant in the house, that is of defaulting. And even you mentioned, Chair, about the business community, these other, our teachers and all those. The supervisory is also doing the same. And the supervisory probably are posing a challenge to us that the Sacco should devise a way so that the Sacco can come up with strategies to cushion these members. Maybe it goes probably, it's beyond sometimes our making when you are delocalized and maybe you are snatched your allowances, maybe the hardship and all that. For those members, because they are not dead, maybe they can come to you as the board. You can spread the period and it takes longer so that they are not labeled as defaulters. But for the business community, it's a bit tricky. If you have funded a businessman and probably this businessman does not even bank with the Sacco, maybe they bank with other financial institutions which are also our competitors, it's my take that these businessmen, they should also bank with Sacco, our Mentor Sacco, so that we are able to follow up their revenue generation or even the profit they are making in their business. And then because we have the marketing department, sometimes if they see that the banking is not moving on with, they visit their businesses to see whether they are still alive. If they have not deposited any collateral with the board or with the Sacco, it's my challenge. And I want to challenge the supervisory, they follow up. that. Let them bring their titles there because they need money to go and kickstart their business or even maybe upgrade their business. But we should also hold them responsible by at least bringing a collateral in case the business goes down or they default. We first of all probably get hold of the items. That is my take, and I suggest that so that at least we don't keep on saying that we lose money to these defaulters and all that. It is working and it can work if they bank with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bwana Karanja. That is a positive thing. But still want to take members to page 23. And we talked about this, where we have non-performing loans. And I think I want to tell you 100%, we are doing well. So, but I don't want to say that the 1.95 is something that we should be proud of. I think, as Karaja is suggesting, we should even move to 0. I think that is a challenge that we need. So it is a good positive. But again, our default rate, you can see it is very, very minimal. And you can see that one which is required in the industry, 5%, and we are at 1.95. But I agree that we need to reduce this, and we are working towards this. But I also want to assure you that we have never, this is not a matter that was there some 3 or 4 years back. Before we give any loan to any business, whatever, collateral must be charged, and we are charging them. I cannot remember how many have charged for this year. So they don't just collect the money and they go. They have to bring a collateral for that loan, and we are doing that. So to go for them, it is very easy. We dispose what you have given as a collateral. Yes?
Thank you, Chairman. I'm Paul Minor, member number 14029. Mr. Chairman, I did not want to go home having not reminded you that there is another legacy, that at the comfort of our beds and our blankets, we can be able to push and pull funds from our accounts to those people who need those money. So keep it up and let us continue. The other thing I want to say is that we have been having issues with people wanting to deposit money in our shopping centers and other areas. I know we have set rights, but I propose to the board, if possible, let's have agents in our shopping centers, Rogod Mentor Sacco, so that we can be able to patronize our Sacco well, and we own it from those grassroots levels. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I also want to thank you. The legacies are not coming from me, they are coming from the members. But I also want to agree with you. I think we need to look for ways and means. We have written to SASRA. I think we applied this a long time ago, because even for those agents, you have to apply to SASRA, and we have done that. So it is a matter of us following up with SASRA so that they can give us the agents. We can move to every shopping center. It's a good challenge. On our side, I think we have headed, we will for that matter so that we can have those agents. So it's a good observation. There.
Senior citizen, through the chair, Mr. Kamau, allow me just to comment about the supervisory report, and I just want to challenge Mr. Jega. In fact, the role of the supervisory, Mr. Jega, our chairman supervisory, Arias, golden goose that lay golden eggs. Don't also forget you are Jega Sacco. Sasa mimi nataka kukuuliza, umesema mengi, but we sent, or we have given you that work, and we have also put another cap, that is last week. Now, I want just to know whether you are doing our work. The management have done their work, and that is why even if I am challenging, or I had asked about the legacy of the management, bringing a board that is 10 billion 314,695,098. Then from there, having a surplus of 168,643,553. I am not preempting, but I am asking you, Mr. Jega, as your supervisor, do you know your role is to see a good positive growth of the Sacco by having a good track record of all through expenditures? Then from there, Bwana Jega, add your theme, because you are not alone. You may be the people leading to the dividend stagnation or that minimal dividend. Why? Because this is your role. The management cannot supervise themselves. This is your role. And although you keep on telling us that the modern circles, hakuna hiyo watchman, lakini ukubuke ya kwamba ukienda huko si supervise watu, kazi yako ni ya pesa. Kwa hivyo, mimi nauliza, is it true that you are handshake brother to management? You can prove to us here. Thank you.
I think Mr. Jenga has heard about that. I'm receiving a message that our meeting is going beyond the time that we are given. The final one. Yeah, sawa. You just I want, because
leave the venue.
I'm thinking that we are going overboard.
After my final comment, I leave the venue. This is my final one. To the management, prudence linked with the strength. Prudence linked with the strength will prevent discouragement when we have challenges, in the face of challenges and difficulties. I think there are two things here which we also did not resolve completely. Because a member stands and says the management is doing a wonderful job, yet the management is under the supervisory. On the other hand, you say you are not sure of what the supervisory is doing. Is it not paradoxical again? I believe it is. I believe it is. Then, there was also another issue, Mr. Chairman, you will allow me. Please, with due respect. Another member stood up and said, there is that act. It is a cooperative act. It is not a law from Nairobi. We cannot have a bylaw that contravenes the Cooperatives Act. Let it be very clear. And on issue of management, may I tell the members, management is not a game of agility. In football, at most you perform up to, if you are talented and gifted, at the age of 42. It is a game of agility. Management is not a game of agility. The question is, we have given you a task. Regardless of your age, have you delivered? I think that is the bottom line, isn't it? Members, have you delivered? The issue of age, again, it has been capped again by the Cooperatives Act. Kwa hivyo hao watu naomba muwe mkisoma hivi vitu, na mimi nimemaliza na ninaenda nyumbani, pesa inipate huko.
Thank you so much, Bwana Kinyanjui, for your call. I now want to invite our auditors. Time is against me. I want to go to number 6, presentation and consideration of year 2021 audited accounts. Our auditor, please.
Members of Mentor Sacco, Hamjambo. Bwana Chairman, members of the board, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, the accounts have been given briefly on page 47 of the report, 48, and page 49. And that is my duty now to explain what is happening on those pages. I hope you are seeing those page 47, 48, and 49. Chair, at that, on page 47, the accounts for the year January, December 2021 are given at that point by stating the net surplus for the year before tax at 168,643,553. Just before we come to that figure, I would like you to do some calculation. The first calculation is on page 24 of the report which you are holding. And on that page, the total revenue for 2021 has been given as 315,607,377. That was the income of the Sacco for the year January-December 2021. Out of that figure, if you note it, I'll request you to do some subtraction. And the figure you are subtracting from that figure is 767,523,974. And that is the interest expense, which is going to be paid back to the members if you approve later during this meeting the figure interest expense, which is not in this report, is 767,523,974. My calculation gives me the difference between the two figures, 548,083,403. The expenses for running Mentor Sacco January-December 2021 included staff expenses, which is also not covered there. The staff expenses in 2021 was 136 million. Governance expenses took away 45 million. Depreciation and amortization of equipments of the Sacco, the values went down by 25.8 million. Establishment and administration expenses, 132 million. Financial expenses, 31.5 million. And in that 31.5 million, 30,400,000 is amount which was set aside to take care of any possible loans which can be defaulted. So 30,400,000 was a provision for possible loan loss. Those figures added together, the expenses added together, are coming to 379,439,850. And that is working out at 28% of the turnover, which was 1.3 billion. Compared to 2020, the percentage of expenses in 2020 against revenue amounted to 32%. From those two figures, you will note there is a saving of 4% on expenses during the year 2021. So if you subtract 379 from the first figure I had given you of 548, you are now going to arrive at 168,643,553. And that is the net surplus for the year as reported on page 47, surplus before tax. Out of that, a provision for tax has been made of 36,435,204, leaving the surplus for the year 2021 after tax of 132,208,349. As required by the International Financial Reporting Standards, we compared the prices of the investments held by the Sacco at the end of December 2021. The prices which were given by the institutions where the funds were invested indicated that there was a surplus on the pricing. At the end of December 2020, the quoted investments had a value of 149 million. At the end of December 2021, the same investments had a book value of 157 million. So there is a surplus, an increase of 7,945,158 as reported on that page. At the end of December 2021, the value of the shares capital of the Sacco amounted to 625,837,800. If you compare the surplus for the year after tax of 132 million. That figure works out at 4 shillings and 20 cents per each 1 unit of share capital of 20 shillings. And that is the figure which is indicated there, earnings per share of 4.22 as compared to 4 shillings and 50 cents in 2020. The reason for the decrease is the increase in the units of share capital at the end of the year 2021, which came about because the members had additional share capital in 2021 of 75.6 million. The balance at the end of 2020 was 550. Adding 75, we are ending up with 625 million share capital at the end of December 2021. The other issues which we need to put across, and this is based on the interest provision, the interest expense, which we had stated as 767,523,974, is that at that rate, the proposed distribution to members in 2021 will be at the rate of 12.10%. 12.10%. That is the proposed distribution. The comparative rate for 2020 was 11.8%. So there is a slight improvement from 11.8 to 12.1. The other issue which I think was not clearly was not clearly understood by the members is that the interest, the dividends, interest refund is not the same as dividends. We need to get that one very clear. Dividends is not interest refund. Dividend is a distribution on the net surplus after tax. And when we talk of dividend, we are talking of the balance of anything to be paid out of 132,208,349. That is where the dividend is coming from. The rate of dividend of Mentor Sacco for 2020, as proposed by the board, was 15%, and that was paid. The rate of dividend proposed by the board for 2021 is also 15%. So the board has maintained a similar rate as for the year 2020. There is also, after surplus for the year after tax, there is also a thank you payment which is always paid to the board. The payment which has been proposed for the year 2021, sorry, let me say on the dividends, the proposed amount of dividends for which is 15% for 2021 works out, that is at 15%, it works out at 93,875,670. The comparative rate for 2020 was 534,142. That is the amount of dividends 2020 and 2021, all at the rate of 15%. The proposed provision for the board honorarium, which is a thank you payment paid to the board. The proposed payment for 2020 was 1.5 million, 1,500,000. The proposed payment for 2021 board honorarium is worked out at 1,800,000. Those are the proposed distributions. And of course, if you make a profit, as we have made a profit in 2021 of 132 million, the law requires that you transfer 20% to statutory reserve, and that has worked out to 26.4 million. That amount has been transferred to statutory reserve in accordance with the Cooperative Societies Act. And that gives the summary of the trading position of Mentor Sacco January, December 2021. The gross turnover at 1.3 billion, interest refund at 767 million, net profit before tax at 168 million, net profit after tax 132 million, interest earnings per share 4.22, the proposed distribution of dividends and board honorarium. On page 48 and 49, we have the statement of financial position of the society on 31st December 2021 as compared to 31st December 2020. The assets, liabilities, and the members' equity. The assets of the Sacco at 10.314 billion compared to 8.917 billion in 2020. The breakdown of the assets comprise bank and cash balances at 2.2 billion, accounts receivables, those are the debts, at 187 million, loans to members at a net book value of 6.9 billion, investments in property, that is the house, the Mentor complex, 649 million, financial investments at 186 million, intangible assets, that is the computers and the software running the computers, at 20.3 million, and the property and equipment of the Sacco at 70.6 million. A total of 10.314 billion. The liabilities of the Sacco comprise the members' deposits, the non-withdrawable deposits at 6.3 billion, member savings in FOSA at 1.5 billion, the tax balance to be paid 5.6 million, accounts payables at 7 million, other payables 860 million, and that is where the proposed members' interest funds, dividends, and board honorarium are accounted for. The owner's equity The share capital are 625 million and the reserves at 976 million. And if you go to page 23 of the chairman's report, you will see that all those figures, according to the requirements, are within the requirements stipulated by SASRA. And that is the financial position of Mentor Sacco on 31st December 2021. We did carry out the audit of the Sacco. We did carry out the interim audit as at end of June 2021. We also came back and carried out the audit of the year end from 18th December up to 7th of January 2022. The figures which you have heard me read are in agreement with the records which are kept by the Sacco through the computer and through other records maintained. We confirm to this meeting that those figures are in line with the requirements and that according to our checking of those figures, we confirm that what you have seen on page 47, the figures you have seen on page 48 and page 49 of the report, those figures give a true and fair view of the financial position of Mentor Sacco for the year as performed, giving out the results, and also the position as it was on 31st December 2021. We also confirm that the records are in accordance with the requirement of the Cooperative and the Sacco Societies Acts, and that the objectives of the Sacco as laid out in the bylaws and also as given by the AGMs which are held for the purpose of guiding the Sacco movement are in line with what we have read to the members. Asanteni sana. The person who carried out the audit is called Otieno Oboge and working for Otieno Oboge and Company. Asanteni sana.
So again, I want to ask for a proposer and a seconder. So we have one there. Can we take the mic there? Bogua is already there.
Member number, country member, TSC number 456416, Monica Nderi, I propose.
Seconder.
Seconder.
Let's have somebody else. Let's have somebody else. We distribute.
Seconder. Roji Gitau Mudea. 1346. 56. That is my TSC number.
Gender, I think we have catered for gender. I think we also agreed that we should give chance to our ladies. Yeah, it has already, you will come for the other one. That one is already done. So I want to thank our auditor for a job well done, and I will not tire thanking them. because we are able to hold our AGM this early because they do their work very well. So thank you so much, Mr. Oboge, and also you can take our thanks to the others. Now we are on number 7. Consideration and approval of year 2021 dividends and honorarium. And I think if you are very keen, the auditor has answered the question that has been asked so many times here. It has been answered by the auditor, si ndio? Imejibiwa vizuri sana na auditor na amesema. Kwa hivyo tunataka kupropose na kusecond. Na Joyce, when this one is done, make sure that the accounts, the money hits the accounts immediately. Can we have a proposal and a seconder? Tulikuwa na second, yeah? Okay, your name and TSC?
James Maina. James Maina.
James Maina.
1475.
Okay, James Maina 1475. I hope you have captured that. A proposer, please, a seconder. Somebody is seconding there.
Grace Maura, member number 13993.
Thank you. Those are great ladies. I want to thank you so much. I want to go to number 8, appointment of year 2022 auditors. The board has sat down and has seen that our auditors are doing a good job. Therefore, there is no need to change them. Can we have a proposer and a seconder for the same? Somebody there?
2273. Mwaki Moirori.
Repeat again, seconder. Oh, second. Somebody had second again. We have not heard.
Member number 10372. I second.
Now I want to invite the CEO to present adjusted budget 2022 and provisional budget 2023. Madam Joyce.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Good afternoon, members. We are going through the Mentor Savings and Credit Cooperative Limited operational budget for 2022 and 2023 provisional budget. That is on page 50 and 51. So we are going to start with the income. We have a tabulation of the vote heads per quarter, and I would request that I read the final figure for the year 2022 and 2023 because we have the booklet with ourselves. So I start with income. We have the interest on members' loans. The proposed 2022 budgeted figure is 1,239,846,759. The provisional budget for 2023 is 1,450,620,708. We have another item, other incomes. The proposed for 2022 is 24,726,844, while the provisional for 2023 is 28,930,408. We have sale of loan forms 2022 at 2,428,616. The provisional for 2023 is 2,841,481. Then we have interest from bank. We have proposed a budget of 157,450,272 for 2022. Then we have a provisional budget for 2023 at 184,216,818. We have entrance fees 2022 6,761,390. Provisional for 2023 is at 7,910,826. The dividends that we expect to receive 2022 is 20,907,615, whereas the provisional for 2023 is 24,555,510. Salary income is proposed at 60,746,987 for 2022, and a provisional one of 2023 at 71,073,975. The total budgeted income for the year 2022 is 1,512,948,484. The 770,149,726. Members, that is the proposed budget for income. We look at the proposed expenses budget for year 2022 and the provisional for year 2023. The first item is interest expense on deposits, proposed at 840 million for the year 2022. 960 million is the provisional for year 2023. Then we have the administrational expenses, expenses at 192,341,483. That is for year 2022. The provisional budget for 2023 is 215,422,461. The personnel expenses for 2022, 160,396,660. Whereas the provisional for 2023 is 179,644,259. We have the budget for the governance expenses at 64,522,152 for 2022. Provisional for 2023 is at 72,264,810. We have the marketing expenses for 2022, 8,749,614. Provisional for 2023 is at 9,799,567. We have financial expenses proposed for 2022 at 91,383,313. For year 2023, we have 102,349,311, coming to a total of the total budgeted expenditure of 1,357,393,222, compared to the one for 2023 is proposed. The provisional one is proposed at 1,539,480,409. Then, per the budget, if you deduct the proposed income from the proposed expenses, you get the proposed surplus for year 2022 at 1,555,262. The provisional proposed surplus for year 2023 is 230,669,317. That is the proposed budget, both income and expenditure for year 2022 and year 2023. Then we have on page 51, we have the cash budget for year 2022. We usually don't forward a provisional budget for year 2023 in terms of the cash budget, because this is how we intend to spend the cash that we shall get from you members in year 2022, and the basis is usually the previous year, so we cannot have a comparative for 2023 like we have done for the other budget. So we have the cash expected, the opening cash and cash equivalents, and this is why I have told you that this is the basis. If you go back to our financial accounts, the cash and cash equivalents as at the end of the year, that is on 31st of December, was this figure. So cash and cash equivalent, 2,224,711,816. Then from the cash expected, we add the additions that we also expect to get cash from, and interest on members' loans at 1,239,846,759. Then we have other incomes, 24,726,844. Sale of loan forms at 2,428,616. Interest from bank at 157,450,272. Entrance fees, 6,761,390. Dividends received at 20,987,615. Sundry income, 60,746,987. Then we have the expected growth. What we expect our deposits and shares to grow with, 1,276,353,062 shillings. So the total from the top give us the total cash that we expect to receive this year at 5,014,013,362. Then the other side, we have the cash that we need for the activities that will be taking place in the year. So we have, first of all, start with what you have proposed as the dividends and the payments due to members at 860,217,476. Then we have, that one we know. Then we have other payments that we expect to have in the course of the year. Increase in loans, we expect you to take more loans at 800 million. Administrative expenses, 192,341,483. Governance expenses, so the total cash that we expect to spend is 4,248,861,841. If this goes per plan, then we expect that we shall have a cash opening balance or the closing balance for year 2022 on that 1st December 2022 at 948,011,742. Thank you very much.
So thank you so much, Madam Joyce, for taking us through the budget. And I want to thank her so much. I want to say this, as a board, we have full confidence in Madam Joyce and what she's doing. I think leaders make good managers. Can we clap for her? Can we have a proposer and a seconder? Uko nyuma, unasema nyuma uwapati mic. Uko nyuma kabisa.
Okay, my names are Nena. And my TSA number, that is 62413. I propose. Thank you.
Yes, I am Patrick Irongo, TSC number 424-000. I second.
Thank you so much. I just want to remind you that everybody was supposed to register for this meeting. There are those who have not registered. You are supposed to register through *83 *059 hash. Number 10, approval of society's borrowing power. When you look at our books, we have no loan with any financial institution. I want to say that we are not intending even to borrow from any financial institution, but it is a set standard. So we need to apply, we need to have the society borrowing power, and as a board, we are still maintaining the 1 billion, though I'm saying we are not borrowing. Can we have a proposer again and a seconder? Kambo hajaongea sana.
Francis Combo, number 136-1. I propose.
Seconder, can we have a seconder from somewhere else? Okay.
Karaja Sarume, 11544.
Thank you so much. I now want to go to 11. I want us to go to confirmation of board of directors and supervisory committee members for elections that were done. And here I want to invite our county director so that she can make her remarks. And then we can have the confirmation done later. Madam Director.
COVID-19 protocols, and we are past the time. But I am one believer in something. The law was made for man, not man made for the law. So we only bend the laws, but will not break the law. Sawa sawa. The other thing, I want to explain my presence here. Last year, I told you that I was to retire last year on 24th. Na nika explain vizuri, I was not retiring. I was retiring. Kama vile unakuwa na gari, inaseeka miguu, unaweka mguu mpya, sio so that you keep the vehicle at the parking. Una retire so that you continue. So I retired actually on 24th. But on 27th August, I was recalled. So actually I was added 1 year. So I'm here on contract and at the same capacity. Simunipigia makofi kwa kuongezwa mwaka moja. So my fellow retirees, tuko pamoja. I was only added 1 year. Na nikasema juu I never solicited for the 1 year. Maybe I believed that was God talking. So I'm still here. I want to start by making clarifications. Kuna mambo mengi imetajwa hapa na ikasemwa commissioner or director for cooperatives ndio atakuja kuji. So nataka ni clarify that. And also talk under the premise that I have worked for 34 years. And I'm aged 60 plus. So for the last 35 years, I've worked as a cooperative officer among other things. So even if I was a very, very poor student in cooperatives, I would be a professor. So believe me, in front of you iko professor wa cooperative. So ile maswali yote mnataka kuuliza ya cooperative, if you had the time, ungeniuliza na nimekujibu. I want to revisit the issue of guarantorship. Issue of guarantorship. Na tunaona the figure of defaulters, blah, blah, blah. So for the members, you would wish that you guarantee somebody and somebody else come to run after the defaulters once they default. I have stood here and told you the role of guarantorship. Ukiweka kidole hivi, you guarantee somebody. Mwenye mulikuwa na yeye, sijui, hizo teachers colleges, ingine inaitwa nini? Kegajo Teachers College. Na hujamuona, humujui, anakuja kwa banking for unamugarantii. Ujue, it is up to you to follow up the guarantor. So no matter how much we want, I don't know, we put what, the issue of guarantorship, kindly guarantee somebody you know. The only thing the Sacco can do for you is to write a letter to you to take to your local chief. So that if you take the cow for somebody who you guaranteed and he has become a defaulter, nobody will think you are stealing the cow. So kindly, that is your business, guarantees. And because I am born again, I want to refer you, and I quoted that thing here. It is even captured in the Bible. Na nikasimamisha mwalimu mmoja na akanisomea. Proverbs chapter 20 verse 16. When you go home, kindly read that one. Na inasema nini, because I know it. If you are stupid enough, I'm quoting the Bible, good news. If you are stupid enough to guarantee somebody for something, they will take even the bed that you sleep on. So maneno ya guarantorship ni yako, fuatilia hiyo. I just also want to talk about honorarium. Now I hope this time it will be captured well, because I explained last time. The word honorarium, it comes from the word honor. Honor, if you will, kwa sababu kuna walimu wa Kisungu, sijasema honor. It comes from the word honor. So, what business is a mentor doing? Munafanya biashara. Ikipata faida, you as an ordinary person, you get dividends. Si imesoma 15%. Na unapata interest on deposit. Na imesomwa. Na imetomwa hata those who patronize, you also get something, kwa sababu wengine pesa yao inakuja kwa forsa wanachukua. Lakini kuna wale wameweka masao deposit, fixed deposit, hizo vitu zote, na wao wawe motivated by an interest. Then ikifika hapo, kuna hawa watu wamewakalishia hizi busi throughout. Now that you are getting something, what extra can you give them? So that is the honor, that is the honorarium, na hiyo ndio kitu. Na your auditor has explained well. I don't know how it is calculated, but amesema iko honorarium ya wale watu wako kwa ofisi na mmeshapitisha. Sasa hata hamwezi rudi nyuma. Wapigieni makofi. Then there is this issue. It has been revisited and visited. The issue of shares for the board. Let me tell you that kwa cooperative there is something we call a principle, which is called economic member participation. And I'm so happy because the members of Mentor understand. Hatuko hapa mchezo, mko hapa kufanya biashara. Na biashara ni kulete pesa, ilete something. So in that view of economic member participation, that is where tunasema not everybody can come to the board. Not everybody can. In fact, the seats are fixed. 9 for management, 3 for supervisory as far as Mentor is concerned. But because not all of us who can come there, now, who will come atuchungie hizi buzi tumeleta? Kikuyu so ataelewa. If you have goats, you don't take your goat to somebody who does not have goats. Hata jua hizi buzi you are using somebody else's money. So wakati unakuja unapewa times 3, si kuna mara 2 sio yako. So kaidre kuja kopa ili ujiendeleshe. Otherwise kama sasa even if niambie our officers wasimame, sisi tunakopaga ni vile hata payslip haiwezi andikwa please turn over kaidre. So tunakopa mpaka payslip ukiona ukipeleka mahali mtu unaulizwa na Josephine, surely is this a payslip? Payslip inakuwa kadogo hivi. Mimi nasema I know what I'm doing. Wacha nikope nijipange. There is also a challenge to the board and I'm happy. Kwa sababu I love Mentor Sacco kwa sababu members stand up na wanauliza maswali na wanapeana sio saa yote kuchallenge. They also give in new whatever. So in the new comments at least wanaongeza mawaida. Buy right here and there and there and there under your name. Kwa sababu siku moja ngitoto turaga tugaga dikejerwa bueko. Wa mama wenzangu oye dukejerwa bueko. Kogeye kinya hamna do invested tere. Na dore na kedore ugathie ko. Na ne ndarekia hau. Tukuje kwa bloggers. Bwana Chairman, facts, figure and the truth will never lie. Let the bloggers do their work. Ni soko huru wako huko. In fact, the place can make you and make you. So let the press be there. Let the bloggers talk, but facts and figure will remain. So press kasi vile inafaa. Kwa sababu nasema around 28,000 members wamejoin Mentor, that is what we have been told. Na ado 28,000 ngeko maria kebu. Kwa kone kurehe mbeca cia kuiguira kuria cia andu arengi irekate iragwira kone ukugu. So hii idea ya mambo ya elections, and I want brother alienda kweli na he's talking like a cooperative officer actually. He's talking like a cooperative officer kwa sababu tuko na sheria zile zina govern all the cooperatives, not Mentor, all the cooperatives. Na zinaanzia kwa constitution. Kwa sababu hakuna sheria unless it can be pegged to the constitution. Constitution ndio inatuambia you have the freedom for association. Kutoka hapo kuna sheria nyingi, the act which he was quoting, the rules, then we come to smaller things like the bylaws plus AGM resolution. So the sheria. Lakini in law, and I'm not a lawyer but I know what they say and it is true. Sheria kadogo wakicontradict sheria kubwa, the bigger law prevails. So previously before 2008 tulikuwa tumesema when it comes to election watu wachaguliwe wakae kwa hiyo ofisi for 3 years. Alafu election wale wanakumbuka senior civil servants like me. Wanakumbuka tulikuwa tunafanya election tukifanya this year, next year hakuna, the other year hakuna, tunafanya the third year. Nao watu wakachangamuka. Wakasema wewe chezeni hivyo mnatuchezea, tutakutana kwa debe. So on the third year walikuwa wanangoa all the officials. Can you imagine mentor ikiwa haina continuity? Hakuna mtu amebaki, kila mtu ameenda. So in 2008 tuka introduce bado the 3 term, but with 1/3 retiring every year. 1/3 retiring every year, and that is what we are doing. Na mwezi kuja hapa mubadilishe hiyo roho ya nini. Hata brother aliwaambia mwende mtafute wale wako bunge wabadilishe. So the law as it is now inasema 3-year term, tunawarudishia 1/3 every year, mnawapeleka nyumbani ama mnawarudisha. Tuma comment nao ili niite Karengo akuje aongee vile. Mimi wakati wa elections mimi nakuaga returning officer Kefoito, na mwanagi Kefoito akienda huko machinani, so huwa natuma the returning officer so that wakienda na kuwe na furugu na isiife hiyo maneno, I'll be the one now who will go the second time. That is the wisdom I use. So ni Bwana Karengo, who acts also as my deputy, is the one who was at the ground, na ndio atakuja akonfirm hawa watu jumi. Hata nikisema ni wa confirm siwajui, so atakuja after I make aanze kuamuka sasa, because I just want to make only 2 comments. Comment number 1, I always say that mentor is the better Sacco of Murang'a County. Na nikasema sitasema it is the best kwa sababu nilisoma Kisungu na mwalimu Kisungu I was very clear. Alisema there is better, good, better, best. So if I say mentor is the best Sacco, it means there is no room for improvement. So it remains our better Sacco. Na ukiangalia what we base on hizo performance parameters yenye mlisomewa, dividend imeenda juu, kulikuwa na COVID, tumefanya mkutano, kumekuwa na last year dividends imetangazwa. Wengine wamefurahia sana now that there is COVID. Hawaiti mikutano, wanasema kuna COVID hatuitwi, so they have wamemea pembe, wanakaa kwa ofisi forever. But for mentor they have been still calling. So let them be appreciated by Makofi. The second thing I want to talk about ni appreciating better. Tumekuwa kwa hii COVID times na ninaona wengine hata barakoa. I was here chairman at 8:15 to ensure watu wamevaa barakoa, lakini naona wengi walitoa. Me in April I was in isolation, so I would not want to go back there. Lakini ikiwa wewe unataka kusoma na your own book, weka mask chini. That is, hata kwa darasa. Si mmesikia walimu 100 wamekufa, si tulisimama? Watasimama next year kwa sababu ya wewe. So my advice is, no, it is true, isn't it? Ukiweka barakoa chini na wewe ni mwalimu, uko na young tech, wamelala Mugithi usiku, wameokota, si utaipata? Na chanjo ndio ile inachajanwa na wengine hawajachajwa na wako hapa na hawatachajwa. So appreciate yourself better actually. The other thing I would want to say, now that you should appreciate yourself better. I don't know kama mlisoma anything wakati wa COVID. Mimi yenye nilisoma, I should appreciate what I have, because it may not always be there. Wale wameenda kwa ICU, si we have always had free air. Now we know the cost of air. So let us keep appreciating whatever you have. Ikiwa wewe ni a male member uko hapa, there is a lady who woke up to prepare tea for you in the morning, akakuoshea nguo, akaidira appreciate. Ikiwa wewe ni mama na ulipewa ruhusa, you are off the way from Kagema, uko hapa sasa, na ajui hata kama uko hapa, lakini alikuambia ukuje, so appreciate what you have. Then the other thing I would say, kindly let us try to reach out. The Bible tells us, and I'm not preaching, that if you help, watu wamekuwa na mabogumu, times are difficult, lakini as for servant all of us including yourself, si salary tunaitaka salary, wacha kapote, ndio utajua kana kuaga kitu. Let us be our brother's keeper. Go out there. God says, try us. If you help the poor, the widow and the orphans and the widowers, try God. He will actually reward you for doing. So be a better person. Lastly, be a better member of Mentor Sacco. Save wisely. You are not saving. I have told you hiyo kitu na tukirigata kwa future nitakuja niwaambie. You are not saving because you have money. You are saving because hata youth wanasema hatupangangui. Tuko pamoja. So jipange. Mimi nimempea mpaka nikawaambia mimi am a mother of adults. My husband is
back to you. Cast your bread into the waters, and after many years it will come back to you. Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we are before thee this hour. Thank you, Lord, for the way you have been with us, right from morning up to this hour. We give you all the glory and honor. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you even for the people that are in front of us, more so the cooperative officers who have given us their technical advice, which will help us even to move this circle to greater heights. We also commit the management members into your holy hands. May you continue giving them the strength, the zeal, and the power to continue even leading this circle. We also remember the members of staff, and therefore we give you all the glory because they have been there and they have served us well. We give you the glory even for the members who have committed themselves and even have continued being committed even to all the duties that they are given in their places of work, and as they earn, the Heavenly Father, they have devised a way of saving in this circle, dear Heavenly Father. We have seen and we have been enabled to do greater things because of this circle, and therefore we commit it unto thy holy hands. As we move or travel back to our homes, dear Heavenly Father, we are praying for journey mercies, protect us, and also guide us. We are also committing the year ahead of us in all the activities that we are going to carry out. May you be with us and continue even blessing us. For we ask this in Jesus' name. The grace of our Lord Jesus Christ and the love of God and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with us now and forevermore. Amen.
I'm now inviting my vice chairman to come and take over, but there is one person I want to recognize, and I failed to do this. I think we need to thank the Ministry of Health for giving us the COVID jab and taking care of us, and I just want to recognize our CEC for health, because he is among us. Just wave to the crowd, Mr. Bai, please. Just stand and wave to them. So, ametusaidia sana, asanti sana. Na ila mwingine, kuna MCA wangu anaweza kwenda kunichapa huko. Kaharo wako wapi? Hiyo ni MCA wa kwetu Kagari, and he is a member, Mr. Moniki.
Okay, thank you, Chairman, for giving me this opportunity to give chance to other guests who are in our midst. The name is Kings Mwikia Moloro.